You should eat something, you know, love. There's a cafe back there. Not too late.
Yeah, your dad's right, even if it's just around a toast or something. Honest to goodness.
I've got these from the health shop. I took them on my driving test and they really worked.
You can hardly compare a driving test to what I've got to go through.
I know, but I thought they might help calm your nerves.
You lads take the whole packet.
All right, sir.
Seeing the state of this, lad?
What's happened?
All the power's gone off, and everything back there is completely defrosted, and the meat's been zipping on them.
Oh, no.
Well, everything was all right when I locked up last night.
Looks like the lecky's been up for a while, if these are anything to go by. That's all I need.
Anyone been in?
Yeah, Sandra, the healthcare assistant. Oh, she's nice.
Any news?
Well, I still think it's a chest infection from the water he swallowed, but Sandra said they can't be absolutely sure till they get the results of the test.
And when's that gonna be?
I don't know. But she promised she'll let us know as soon as she hears anything. She talks to him like he's her own, you know. She's got such a lovely manner. And she was saying she hasn't got any kids of her own.
Well, she's still only young, isn't she?
Not that young. She must be late 30s at least. Strange, isn't it? Sometimes seems like the people who make the best parents don't seem to bother. Meanwhile, the ones who don't put any thought into it at all breed like rabbits.
Well, not such a bad thing, though, is it? I mean, look at us. None of our kids were planned.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we still loved and cared for them, though, haven't we?
Cared for them? If it wasn't for us, he wouldn't be lying there in the first place.
Shh. It was an accident.
An accident that should never have happened, Jimmy.
And you met Mr. and Mrs. Musgrove?
Hello. Hello. Well, as far as I'm aware, there are no hitches. Everything's planned to start at 10:30, as scheduled.
Grand. How long do you reckon it'll go on for?
Oh, I'd have thought 3 days maximum.
That's not too bad, I suppose.
Morning, James. Morning, Ian. If you'll excuse me, I'll see you in there.
Do you reckon he's Nicky Shadwick's barrister? Well, he's prosecuting, yes. Is the way they're all great mates?
I know. You'd think they'd be at each other's throats.
It's probably the biggest week in Luke's life, and to them it's just another day at work.
So, what happens now?
Basically, the charges will be read out to Luke. The prosecution will then open the proceedings, calling Miss Shadwick first as their main witness.
Oh, so they won't actually be questioning Luke today?
No, that won't be until tomorrow, possibly the day after. Perhaps we should go in.
You just run and see where Matt's got to. Look, remember, you don't have to wait around here with this lot. And you don't have to go in until they call you. The one from the victim support scheme said she'll sort you out in a separate room. No, but what's the point? I've had to face him every day since it's happened. I just want to be in there from the beginning.
You know you're going to have to leave once the jury is sworn in, don't you, love?
Yeah, I know. I just want to see him brought in. It won't seem real until I've seen him sat there in the dock.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, just to get all this over and done with.
All stand, please.
Mum.
Will the defendant please stand? Are you Luke Musgrove?
Hey, Anthony, you know what? Paul was gone.
Yeah, ours is off too. I'm just on my way to check Bob Rookie.
Must be the old parade then.
Oh, it's off in there and all. Our jockey's been down the lecky board.
I wonder what could have caused it.
I've got hundreds of pounds worth of food in there, totally ruined.
I'll bet you any money you like it's something to do with that Millennium book.
It's only June.
Come on, Ron, don't tell me one of these end of the world is now brigade.
Hey, you can laugh, Mick, but it wouldn't surprise me if this was just the start of things to come.
You'd have to go back into your bunker then and do us all a favour, wouldn't you?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Come on, Ron. He's not worth it.
Hey, you won't be so smug when you get the bill for that window.
Yeah, well, you can shove your bill right up your...
Why don't you go home and have a kip? I'll stay here.
No, I want to stay. You go home if you want.
No, I'm fine.
Should be at work.
Don't be soft. I'm not going into work while he's lying here. I suppose I could go home and get that pond filled, didn't I?
It's a bit late for that now.
Yeah, I know. He's going to be all right, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know that, do we, Jimmy? I don't know what damage could have been caused. Oh, gosh. But I saw him lying there, I really saw it. I really...
Hey, come on, Jack. Come on, don't go upsetting yourself.
We've been just another 5 minutes, Jimmy. Oh, God.
So you see, members of the jury, there is absolutely no doubt that somebody had sex with Nicholas Shadwick that night, nor that she came to have the drug in her drink. Now, if you're sure that the accused was responsible for tampering with her drink, it must surely follow that he did it to leave her in such a state that she had no choice but to have sexual intercourse with him. Luke Musgrove was perfectly aware that Nicholas Shadwick would never have consented to such a thing ordinarily, so he made absolutely certain that she was going to be in no position to refuse him. Your Honor, I'd like to call the prosecution's first witness, Nicola Jessica Shadwick.
Nick, love, it's only to be expected.
Are you sure you'd be better off in all the room sorted out for you?
I don't see why we should be cooped up in some little room just to keep out of their way. Are we okay? Just remember, like I said before, we are all here for you. You're not on your own. How much longer are they going to be?
Nicola Jessica Shadwick.
Let's go.
Okay. Take the Bible in your right hand and read from the card.
I swear by Almighty God to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Shadwick, I appreciate how difficult this is for you. But this is a courtroom, and it's very important that you speak as clearly as possible so the jury can hear everything you say. I'd like to start by taking you back to the night of Wednesday, the 23rd of December, 1998. Can you please tell the jury what happened?
At last.
Yeah. Too late now, all the stuff's ruined.
But I've always down. These will be all right to use today. Won't they try and shift as much as we can?
Yeah, I can't take any chances, son. I better get back down the wholesalers or we'll be going out of business.
Come on, you covered with the insurance for this lot.
Yeah, but it doesn't want all the hassle. Do us a favour, mate. Get rid of this lot when you've got a minute to.
Yeah, I will do.
Hi, Nick, how's it going?
Don't ask, Jimmy.
Some of them?
Don't ask. How's Will?
Jack is still with him at the Aussie. He seems okay. We're waiting for the test results to come through, you know.
What's happening, eh, Jim? First my little Ruth, now your Will.
Tell me about it. They say everything goes in threes, don't they?
Oh, don't say that.
Hey, listen, I'm after a bit of a favour. You don't fancy coming round to ours when you knock off, do you? Give us an hand.
Hand with what?
I want to get that pond filled in.
No thanks, Jimmy. I've done enough digging in that back garden to last me a lifetime.
Come on, mate, I've got my hands on some cheap sand. Thought it'd turn into, you know, a little sand pit. Be a nice surprise for our Wills when he comes home. Come on, we'll take on with the two of us.
All right. Well, I'll have to wait until Mick gets back, OK?
Nice one, mate. I'll see you later.
See ya.
Hi, love. Hiya.
Surprised to see you in here. Haven't come round to hassle me for the bill for that window again, have you?
No, I haven't actually. Just come in for some dinner.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a while.
Although God knows why we're giving our custom to you after what you did to Ron.
He asked for this.
We both feel absolutely terrible about what happened to Ruth. It was an accident. But what you did, you could have killed him.
Yeah, well, I never. Look, Anthea, I've got no argument with you. It's Ron that started all this.
Yeah, well, you well and truly finished it.
Look, we're going round in circles here. Do you want me to take your order or not?
2 meat pies and a portion of chips, please.
Well, it's going to take me about 15 minutes to get everything up and running, so...
OK, see you in a bit.
There was a few of us, and we were going into town. And then we heard there was a party at Leo Johnson's. He's our neighbour.
Your neighbour who lives at 5 Brookside Close, Manor Park?
Yeah.
You say there was a few of you?
Yeah. I was with
It's okay, Miss Shadwick. Just take your time.
I was with Jason, my brother, his girlfriend Katrina, and a few friends from university.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
She was with a few friends from university.
Sorry, Miss Shadwick, I'm going to have to ask you to speak up.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
And you had been drinking prior to the party?
Yeah, we had a couple of bottles of lager, but we weren't drunk or anything.
Can you describe to the court what you were wearing, Miss Shadwick?
Yeah, I had a skirt and a cardi type thing on.
A cardigan?
Yeah, well, it's not exactly how you'd imagine a cardigan. It was short sleeves about here, and I just had it fastened with one button here.
And what were you wearing underneath the cardigan?
Nothing. Well, I had a bra on, obviously.
And could you describe the skirt?
It was black, leather.
What length?
The defence here, I take it, is the defendant never had sex with her at all.
Exactly, Your Honour.
Then what difference does it make what she was wearing, Mr. Georgeson? Could we get on? Unless you want people to think that a woman cannot dress fashionably without risk of being raped.
I'm sorry, Your Honour, I was attempting to prove precisely the opposite.
If only life could always be this simple, eh?
I know. Just seems to be one thing after the other lately. I try to think what will go wrong next.
Sinbad could sue us.
I think we should drop the whole thing. It's gone on long enough. The main thing is, you and Ruth are okay.
Yeah. Suppose you're right, yeah.
So you won't be giving them the bill for that window, then?
It's like you said, love. This thing has dragged on long enough.
All I want to concentrate on is getting married next week. I'm not going to let anything go wrong this time.
Surprised you still want to marry me after everything I've put you through.
What do you mean?
Well, I just seem to be a magnet for trouble, don't I? Everything I touch turns to disaster.
Ron, don't talk like that. OK, so you've made a few mistakes. But all that tells me is that you're human.
I do love you, you know.
And I love you. So you can pack in all this talk about how you don't deserve me. Because there's one thing we all deserve. And that's a bit of happiness.
Well, it was this lad, Harvey. I'm at university with him. And he was coming on to me, you know, trying to cop off with me.
He's the one who should be in that dock.
Luke come over and got rid of him for me.
And how long had you known Mr. Musgrove prior to this?
He'd moved on to the Close a couple of months before, and I'd just seen him around.
And what did you think of him?
I liked him. He seemed nice.
Did you find him physically attractive?
A bit, I suppose. I was just grateful he got rid of Harvey for me.
Did you get the impression that Mr. Musgrove found you physically attractive?
He made it pretty obvious.
In what way?
Well, I went up to the toilet, and when I came out, he was standing on the landing waiting for me, and that's when we started kissing.
And who instigated the kiss?
I'm not sure. It just seemed to happen. I mean, we were both a bit drunk by this stage, and he started to pull me into the bedroom, and we carried on kissing in there.
In the same bedroom that you allege he later raped you?
Yeah. He started running his hands up and down my body and stuff, and it was obvious he wanted to take it further, but I just pushed him off me and told him I wasn't interested.
And did you give him any further encouragement?
No. I went straight back down the stairs. It wasn't long after that I started to feel weird.
So if your drink had been tampered with, you were not aware of it?
No.
So you'd rejected Mr. Musgrove in the bedroom and gone back downstairs to the party. Exactly how long after that was it before you began to go weird, as you describe it?
About half an hour, maybe.
Could you describe to the jury how you felt?
At first, I just thought I was drunk, but it wasn't really like that. I just felt really light, like I wasn't really there. It was like I was dreaming it or something, and people were talking to me, but I just couldn't make out what they were saying.
Miss Shadwick, would you accept that in this day and age, recreational drug use is commonplace among certain young people?
Some young people, not everyone. I've always been too scared of drugs myself.
So the way you were feeling was completely alien to you?
Yes.
That must have been very frightening.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I just didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't feel horrible or anything. It was just weird. That's the only way I can explain it. It's all a bit of a blur from there. I suddenly started feeling really heavy, and I could hardly walk. And then I sort of remember Mike Dixon taking me up to the bedroom.
Mike Dixon?
Yeah. He was at the party. He works in Balbrookie.
And it was Mr. Dixon who put you to bed?
Yeah, but like I said, none of that part is very clear. In fact, nothing after that seems very clear. I think he must have just gone completely unconscious.
I don't know how you talk me into this. This gives me the creeps.
Yeah, well... Let's just hope we don't find another body under there.
It's not funny, Jimmy.
I know that. It was me that found him, wasn't it? It still gives me nightmares.
Yeah, well, I bet they're nothing compared to the nightmares I have.
Well, you know what? You want to write a book, I'm telling you, you'll make them in.
What, Confessions of a Window Cleaner?
Something like that.
Hiya.
Hiya, Jack. How is he?
Oh, no change. I thought I'd just come over for a bit and freshen up, you know.
Was he asleep when you left?
He's been asleep most of the day. At least I know Sandra will be there, you know, when he wakes up, and he likes it.
One of the nurses.
She's not a nurse, Jimmy. She's a care assistant. Right, I'll get out of these and have a bath. A reek to high heaven.
So what's the score then? She living back here?
You tell me. But if she's chosen to have a bath here instead of next door, that's a good sign, isn't it?
Fingers crossed, eh?
I don't know, Sam. Why can't anything ever be simple?
The next thing I remember is waking up in bed the next morning. I didn't even know where it was. It took me ages to work it out at first. Then I saw an empty condom packet lying at the side of the bed. And then I noticed some blood on the sheets. I just panicked. I didn't know what I was doing. I just got the sheets and the condom packets and threw them out the window into the garden. I just wanted to get out the house as quick as I could.
You threw them out of the window?
Yeah. I did it without even thinking. I was just dead embarrassed. I was in someone else's house and there was blood on the sheet. I was racking my brains trying to remember what I'd done, but nothing had come back to me. It was just a complete blank.
And what did you do with the sheet and the condom packet?
I shoved it into one of my dad's rubber bags at the side of our house.
And what happened to it?
My dad got rid of it, but he didn't realise.
Did you talk to anyone about what happened to you?
Yeah. Katrina, my brother's girlfriend.
And when did you talk to her?
That day. Well, the day after the party. I thought I was going mad because I couldn't remember anything at all. I'd been drinking, but it wasn't that much. It was only then I started to think that my drink must have been spiked. Well, that was the only way I could explain it. I wasn't even sure whether I'd slept with someone, only that I felt really sore, you know, down there, down below. I just had this horrible feeling.
Miss Shadwick, you didn't report what happened to the police until the following day. Can you explain the delay in contacting them?
Because it took me so long to realise what had actually happened. It was just a total blank. I suppose I didn't really want to believe it had happened at first.
Now, in your own time, I'd like you to tell me about these flashbacks you began to have.
Well, they didn't start until a few weeks later. I'd be walking down the corridor at university or somewhere, and then something would come back to me really vividly. Something from the night of the party.
Such as?
Your Honour, with all due respect, I'm not entirely convinced that these flashbacks, as my learned friend calls them, can really be considered reliable evidence.
Your Honour, one of the witnesses I shall be calling is a psychiatrist. She will testify that these flashbacks are perfectly normal when a person has been heavily tranquilized, and how it can often take several weeks for the memory even to begin to recover.
If that is the case, then it would appear that Mr. Georgeson's line of questioning is entirely justifiable.
Thank you, Your Honour. Miss Shadwick, could you please tell the jury about these flashbacks? What exactly did you see?
Well, it was just small things I faced, like being taken up the stairs, being put to bed, things that I couldn't remember properly at the time. But then they started to become more detailed. One day I had this sudden memory of someone lying on top of me, and he was pulling my knickers down, and I was just lying there. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get him off me.
And there was one flashback in particular. Could you tell us about it?
It was a couple of days later. It was just the same as the last one. The feeling of someone lying on top of me. He was having sex with me and it hurt. And I just wanted him to stop, but I couldn't do anything. I managed to open my eyes and I saw him, and he was saying to me, it's okay, and I wanted to say to him, it's not okay, get off me, but I couldn't. I couldn't say anything, I couldn't even speak.
And who was it? Who did you see?
It was him. It was Luke Musgrove.
Thank you, Miss Shadwick. That will be all.
As it is almost 4 o'clock, Mr. Curran, I expect you would prefer to start your cross-examination tomorrow morning rather than start now and have to break off.
Indeed I would, Your Honour.
Then we will break off until 10:15 tomorrow morning. Miss Shadwick, it is particularly important that you should not discuss this case with anybody overnight.
Yes, Your Honour.
You may stand down, Miss Shadwick. The court shall reconvene at 10:15 tomorrow morning.
All stand.
That Nicky Shadwick should be given an Oscar.
Oh, don't be so hard on her, love. We all know they've got the wrong man, but the poor girl was raped. She's just so mixed up, clutching at straws, wanting to blame anyone.
Was it really that bad?
It was terrible hearing her side of the story. She's convinced it was Luke, you know. It was awful hearing him being talked about like that. I just wanted to shout out, tell her she'd got it all wrong.
She's talking about Luke in one of these flashbacks. She's crying her eyes out. She almost had me feeling sorry for her.
Oh, great. That's all we need.
Yeah, but the girl was drugged up to her eyeballs. I mean, she could have been hallucinating or anything.
Yeah, well, we'll see if she's still so convincing once he has a go at her tomorrow.
Your mother's right. Today was just her version of events. Tomorrow will be Luke's turn.
Let's hope our old Cavanagh QC can say an air inside out tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I really hope you're right. Because if today's anything to go by, then most of that jury are already going to be convinced he's guilty.
So you were holding out for someone special?
Yes.
I made up you'd move back in again.
Says it.
It's a nightmare. They're asking her Nicky all kinds.
She didn't deserve what happened to her.
Just running my hands up and down her body while we kissed.
How much further were you prepared to go?
Don't know what you mean.